Hi everyone, new and old, warm and cold. Yes, we were supposed to be in summer clothing and sandals already, but we are still in jerseys and jackets. It is also still overcast. Something is really rare here in the Klein Karoo, as we are in a winter rainfall area. Oh well, onward and forward. I woke up with a terrible sore back this morning, but was booked for a therapy session anyway. Good golly, I've never heard my back snap like that. But walking out, I could actually breathe freely. So obviously, whatever is going on is affecting more than my shoulders and neck. But oh well, I'll survive, at least until Monday. Okay, you know what, guys? While I'm changing a few things on my channel to accommodate YouTube's new rules and guidelines, I'm going to run through a couple of old things we have spoken about before, but reminders is often what we need. You see, sometimes, very rarely, but it does happen, that I feel a little bad for going on about Harry and Meghan day in and day out. You know, it almost feels like bullying, So I often put myself in their shoes and ask myself how I would have felt if someone criticized every word I spoke, everything I wore, and so on and so on. And I think I may have become severely depressed if it was me. I think I would likely have packed my bags and gone away for a long time, not only to heal myself, but also so people will forget. They will forget about me, my behavior, or whatever it was that ailed me at the time. And, that if and when I do want to come back, the slate will be wiped clean in a way, But you see, that is what I do not understand about Meghan. People talk about her. They talk about her scragginess. They talk about her wrinkled clothing. They talk about those bangs in her hair, or those strings of hair always hanging down the side of her face. Those are all things she can actually do something about. Yet after 5 years, she has done nothing about it. We talked about her lies, yet she still goes about lying in public. It is really like she does not care what advice we give, what we criticize. She just does what she wants, when she wants to. And quite frankly, if she was to listen to anybody, I would have told her to leave the 80s behind. But never mind, whenever I feel just a teensy bit guilty for slagging off old Meghan so often, then I go through the many times she lied and the many times her PR moves actually failed, sometimes embarrassingly so. So in part 1, yes, I'm going to call this part 1, I'm going to talk about the things she did which in terms of public relations looked really bad. And I'm going to try and keep it more or less in chronological order, and in this first part we'll try and stick to the things she did while she was in the royal family. I likely won't succeed in keeping it in chronological order because I do not really have the time to actually go and look it all up and see on what date it happened, etc. But anyway, so for today's video we'll start with all the dumb moves she made while she was still in the royal family. Well, maybe I should say some of the dumb moves, because there were others as well. Okay, so remember her writing messages on bananas and giving it to sex workers? Well, I actually thought that faux pas was a bit funny. But on second thoughts, it wasn't really that funny, and definitely not very kind and compassionate. Well, very definitely not a very royal thing to do. Allegedly, she was not very kind to Charlotte before the wedding either, and she allegedly, also clearly and openly, favored Jessica Mulroney's daughter over Charlotte, and it was that which allegedly led to the Who Made Who Cry saga. I think it was when hearing this that many of us who were not onto her right from the engagement interview actually went off her and started looking deeper and started looking twice at her. If Meghan thought that bullying a kid was going to make her more loved or more famous or whatever she thought, I don't know, then she was badly mistaken. She obviously does not know that children are generally untouchable or should be untouchable. Remember the incident in Fiji when Meghan decided to walk out of a market where people were actually waiting to meet and see her? Well, Meghan had her knickers in a knot about the UN women who were there that day. Well, as far as PR goes, it really looked bad that Meghan could not be professional enough to finish the visit. Not a good look at all. Remember, the Queen were often in positions where she had to shake hands with, the President of China or, many, many vile people. And she did it with a smile. Maybe she felt like sanitizing her hands afterwards, but she was there to do a job. It's not about personal preference. It's not about who she likes and doesn't like. It was a job which the Queen and now Catherine are doing wonderfully and professionally. But obviously, Meghan doesn't know how to spell professional. Hey, and then remember when Meghan arrived at Wimbledon with her friends as drunk as a skunk, and on top of that, she was inappropriately dressed. So, she was not allowed to enter the royal box where there is a dress code. So what did she do instead? She had the entire block they were sitting in cleared. Already not a good look. But then she had a man accosted by her security as she was accusing him of taking a photo of her, when in reality he was taking a selfie of himself in front of the tennis court on which Serena was playing. Once again, Meghan intended to look important, to look royal, but instead she looked drunk, made herself look delusional, and then she ended it by making a fool of herself. Easy peasy. Oh, God. Remember when Meghan influenced or manipulated Harry to miss an event for the Marines, honoring Marines who passed away, to attend the launch of Disney's Lion King so Harry could pitch Bob Iger? I mean, really? I knew there was something else behind it, because I'm sure William and Catherine with their children would have preferred to go to the launch of Lion King, don't you think? I mean, it's made for children. Anyway, but Harry and Meghan wanted to be there. Anyway, well, again, even if Meghan was 100 times more talented, even when the entertainment sector is extremely popular, this is not a good look for them, Because even if or when you are a director of a film or you're a producer or whatever, you still demand a measure of loyalty from the cast. Something Meghan Markle proved herself not to be. So this entire event, knowing that they ditched the Marines to go to this Lion King launch or whatever, was overall not a good look. And then we're not even talking about the ill-fitting dress she wore that day. That just made it even more ridiculous. Oh goodness, and then I skipped a few blunders. Remember the lavish baby shower in New York? You see, that is not an average or regular thing to do in the United Kingdom. But because of TikTok and social media, a baby shower has become more and more popular in England. I mean, it happens now, but it's not a traditionally British thing. What it is not, is it's not something being done for the royal wives. Who knows what they do behind closed doors? I mean, their friends may be bringing gifts, obviously. The grandparents will come bearing gifts, but to have a formal baby shower and invite friends and colleagues, etc., not done for the royals. The reason being that we all know the royals have tons more money than anybody else. And can you imagine how bad it would look for them to actually have a baby shower and expect the people to bring gifts when they themselves can afford whatever they want? So it's just not done for the royals. Anyway, as someone said to me, it is generally accepted that the royals have more than other people and can afford whatever they want, and therefore they do not want to kick up a fuss or give cause for nasty comments. So obviously there are gifts for the babies in private, but a huge party with a row of the rich and famous attending is just not on. It will be ridiculous and embarrassing. But did Meghan understand that? No, obviously not. And Meghan, as you know, is a greedy gut and will not lose out on any freebie. Freebie makes Meghan's toes curl and her toenails grow. So the Duchess's baby shower ended up looking tacky. I mean, really tacky, and not good for PR, not cute or pretty at all. But then I have another question. While she was part of the royal family and she was not supposed to have a baby shower, she did. But then, when she was supposedly pregnant with Lily, and she was no longer a working royal, and she was living right there in the United States, she did not have a baby shower. Now explain that to me. I do not understand. Remember her wearing those chandelier diamond earrings given by the Saudi prince? Yes, and while in the royal family, or part of the royal family, she actually wore it twice. And after staff warned her not to and told her that it would look bad. But did she care? No. She saw those diamonds as belonging to her, and she can do with them what she wants. She can wear them when she wants. And did it eventually backfire because she didn't take advice? Yes, of course it did. I mean, I can still remember seeing the headlines, Meghan Markle wearing blood diamonds or something like that. And by her doing that, was that actually our fault, my fault, your fault? No, Meghan did it all to herself. She stepped on toes, she hurt people, she embarrassed other people by her own words and her own actions. And remember, when she went to watch Serena play a couple of weeks after Archie's birth. Remember how she flashed her lady bits at Serena's husband? Not a good PR move, and definitely not royal behavior. Oh, and remember how ridiculous she looked talking to Serena's mother and being ignored. And then, like so often, before and after, she just continued talking to herself. Okay guys, I am going to continue this trip down memory lane with the lies she told and bad PR moves after they left the United Kingdom, and I'm going to do so in a second video. Some of it will overlap because the lies may date back to a time in the royal family, but by looking at it after their time in the royal family makes it easier to provide receipts. So guys, I'll be back in 2 ticks and we'll continue this journey. But I already feel much better about dishing on Meghan Markle, because looking at all of this, it is almost as if she asked or forced us to take a stance against her, be it for or against. But she is, in my opinion, that divisive kind of person who did that, and she caused it. And therefore, you know, I tend to, at my age, choose the straight and narrow, and that is why I criticize Meghan Markle, in short. Anyway, I just want to do a quick shout out to those few people who are reading my book, Re-Becoming Amanda Jane. The last chapters are now available, or you have the option to download the entire book in one go. So you can just go on the website, decide for yourself whether you want to download them chapter by chapter, or you can download the entire book. I got a very, very good review on the book, and as soon as I have some time, I'll post that either on my website or my community page, or who knows, both. Okay. As you may also know, my 2 colouring in books are also downloadable from my website for $5 for 30 pages of drawings. And the second book contains some pictures which will be highly suitable for Halloween, as I did the drawings while in Canada before, during and after Halloween. I have one more completed novel I can load, but I'm going to give myself a bit of a break and continue writing of Kings and Queens and posting those chapters. I did a synopsis of Kings and Queens, and I did a bit of planning, something which I don't normally do. And as for now, it appears as if the book will have about 18 chapters. So yes, I still have a long way to go on that one, but you are welcome to upload the chapters as I post them. Otherwise, you will have to wait about 18 weeks before you can get the completed book. In the meantime, I would appreciate you going and reading Re-Becoming Amanda Jane, or even my book of poetry called Soul Food. I think, to make a long story short, I would truly appreciate your support. Thank you very, very much. So until we speak again on the next video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.